branded residences. Are they a good investment? Should you buy one? Do they suit what you want? Well, in this video, hopefully I'm going to uncover all of that. And by the end of the video, you should know if branded residences is for you or not. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe Butler. As always, I am bringing you the most informed real estate content in all of Dubai. I'm connecting investors worldwide with the best property deals in Dubai that the market has to offer. If you want to find out how, just go below, click my link. Okay, so let's first of all talk a little about branded residences. So essentially, there's a lot of brands that come into the market and we see them start branding buildings. You know, they want to make their mark into the property world. And we've seen an explosion of it over the past 3 years in Dubai. You know, some huge notable names. I mean, there was only recently, you've got Bugatti Veyron. They came in and built the Bugatti building. You've got Mercedes-Benz, you've got Jacob & Co. You've got Baccarat. I mean, the list goes on. I don't need to explain them all. But essentially, we started to see this crazy increase. And I personally believe we see Dubai, right, as a luxury market. You come to Dubai, you think it's super flashy, you think it's this amazing, this place with, you know, all of this insane luxury, which it is, okay? But the residences I found never really reflected that. Okay, yes, some of the hotels did, absolutely. You know, we had the Atlantis, you know, you've got many branded, you know, St. Regis, the Four Seasons, they all exist in Dubai. But what we noticed was that the luxury residences just didn't seem to exist that much, you know? You know, only recently, in the past couple of years, did we get the Atlantis Royale handover. But what we've seen now is a massive influx, you know, starting from the very beginning when we had the Armani, which was in the Burj Khalifa. Then we saw the rise of the Address, you know, which is just a sub-brand of Emaar, not necessarily like a global brand like Armani. But only in the last sort of number of years, we've seen it really go hard, okay? So fast forward to 2024. Now, I want to tell you some facts. In Q2, the 5 biggest transactions were in apartments, okay? Now I'm going to explain what transactions they were and what buildings they were in. Number 1, the Bulgari Lighthouse, which was 148 million dirhams. That's at the top. We had the Six Senses on the Palm, which was 122 million dirhams. Then we had Serenia Living, which was 110 million dirhams. And then at number 4, we had Orla by Omniat at 81 million dirhams. And then finally, the Address JBR, which was number 5 at 80 million dirhams. Okay, now, think about what I just said. All 5 of them, bar one, Serenia Living, are branded residences, okay? Every single one. The Bulgari Lighthouse, it's a brand. Six Senses, it's a brand. Orla by Omniat, brand, managed by the Dorchester Collection. Address JBR, brand. Now, what do all these have in common besides being a brand? They're all on the waterfront. Every single one of those properties, actually including Serenia Living, are on the waterfront. Actually, all of them are on the Palm, except Bulgari, which is on Jumeirah Bay Island. Now, we are seeing a huge influx of, you know, branded residences in places like downtown and Business Bay. Okay, so what I've noticed though is that the price per square foot on a lot of these properties is exceptionally high. So when we're looking at, you know, a branded residence in a central area, let's say Business Bay and downtown, you have to really consider the location and what you're getting for your money, all right? Because what I just said to you then, all of those properties were all premium locations on the waterfront, and I know for a fact they're all huge penthouses, and they all have like unobstructed waterfront views with insane, you know, amenities within the buildings, because I know all of the buildings, all right? Although some of them are not ready yet, they're all going to be top tier luxury. Now, when we look at the downtown ones, we've not actually seen a lot of these buildings come to light. For example, Bugatti, I think they're a great developer, but we haven't seen any of them, actually any of the buildings with the brands, be completed yet. So we're yet to see and for them to prove what they can bring to the market. Now, I've seen plenty of Bugatti buildings throughout Dubai, including JVC. And personally, I think the quality is great. But now they're collaborating with world-class brands to bring exceptional luxury products to the market. So you do have to question, like, what is the end result of that going to be? And maybe it's a little bit more speculation, you know? Like, if someone said to me, will I make money buying in one of those buildings? My answer is potentially. But also, I'm not too sure, because it's not like you're buying into the Address, okay, who have already completed many buildings in the past. You know, they brand by Emaar. You know if you're buying into Address, you know what you're going to expect. And we've also seen, you know, demand for like the Bulgari Lighthouse and the Six Senses. And yes, we may not have seen many of these projects be handed over like this yet, but we just know that the location is what people desire, the waterfront, like natural ocean. Whereas in the downtown district, although we do see a demand for luxury residences, we yet to see how they perform, okay? So if you are looking at investing in a branded residence in the downtown district, maybe don't go for the most expensive one unless the brand is credible. For example, like you've got Omniat building the Lana, well, they've already finished the Lana Residences. They've got a couple of other projects coming to the business and Marassi Bay area, which again, Omniat, you know, is a great brand because they work with the Dorchester Collection. They're a fantastic developer. They've got a huge reputation in the market, and all of the projects they deliver, we are seeing a huge demand for them, especially for places like the One Palm on the Palm Jumeirah and Orla and Eva, and I mean, the list goes on. They've still actually got quite a lot of stock. So for me personally, if I was going to pick, would I invest in downtown or buy a branded residences on the waterfront? Honestly, I would say waterfront all day long. So this takes me on to my next point. Let's look at the Marina, for example. The Marina is a worn area. It goes without say. There's a lot of inconsistency with the quality of the buildings in the Marina. If you go and ask any specialist who works in that location, you'll know that a lot of them only say there are a select few buildings which are of a standard, okay? Such as Marina Gate, Demac Heights, a couple of the old Emaar buildings, and maybe some of the Live Residences, and a couple others, right? I mean, I could name about 5, 6 more, but just in general, there are not that many buildings. Now, although the building might be nice, is it still really that luxury? Again, that's very questionable. I had a client come to me, he's got $1 million dirhams budget to rent a property in the Marina, and we can't find him anything, all right? That's a lot of money. It's like £200,000 or a bit more than that, and even more in dollars, and he can't find a unit to rent, like a penthouse. So when, for example, we got these new launches, such as the Six Senses, okay, and then we got the Frank Muller, which are both branded residences within the Marina. I'm not talking about Emaar Beachfront here. This is different. The Dubai Harbour is different. If we talk about those two buildings, for example, like the Six Senses, I do believe will be an incredible investment if you get it on the right floor. And the same with the Frank Muller Tower. Why do I say that? Because both of them are situated in between a lot of buildings, okay? So, for example, just behind Marina Gate is the Six Senses, and there was a plot of land. I used to walk over it every single day to get into the Marina, and then all of a sudden one day it's blocked off, and now I was told, oh, the Six Senses is being built. And I'm like, oh, awesome. But it's situated in between two buildings quite tightly. Okay, so it's like you're only going to feel not claustrophobic if you're on a higher floor, pretty much, you know, in a position where you can look through the buildings at least and get that feeling as if you're, you know, in some sort of luxury. Because if you're on anywhere between, I would say, like 1 and 15th floor on the internal side of the Marina, in between Marina Gate and the Six Senses, you're just going to be looking down at a busy street that I know is full of traffic and lots of taxis going, So in that sense, would it be a good investment? Probably not. And the same with the Frank Muller. The Frank Muller Tower, okay, by Eternus is actually a building that already exists. The structure already exists. It's already been there. It's a failed project. Not Frank Muller, the Eternus is a failed project. Just that building was a failed project. It's been bought out. So again, I know the location of that. It's just as you come off the slip roads, it's quite a busy location. And again, I drive past that building pretty much every single day. And again, I know if you're on the floors below sort of 20 or 30, you're going to be faced with a lot of noise from the roads, because you're surrounded by a huge slip road where all the traffic goes into the Marina, and especially on a Friday night, it's going to be a bit chaotic, okay? So what's the conclusion of what I've just said? I'm basically saying branded residences can be extremely profitable. I think they're a fantastic investment, but there's a lot of things to consider before you just jump into it. So if we're going to buy on the waterfront, okay, make sure you're going for an unobstructed view of something, you know, like the waterfront, hopefully, okay, or the Marina, or something along those lines. You know, you don't want to be looking onto a plot of land. Okay, then you need to look at the credibility of the developer. Have they built before? If they haven't, what have they done worldwide? What does the brand represent? What amenities are they bringing? What are they actually delivering inside of that project? Go and look at any of the Omniat projects. It's just pristine luxury. You know, the Dorchester Collection, concierge, huge sizes, high ceilings, you know, amazing amenities, incredible facilities, everything else, right? But then if we go and look at, let's say we want to buy in the city, like I've just said, you really need to consider where you're going to be situated within the building, okay? Actually go to the site yourself, or speak to your broker like me, for example. I would help you with this. We go to the site for you. We analyze, all right, if your unit is on the X floor, let's say 20th floor, all right, what are we looking at? Are we going to be looking at a concrete road with a plot of land opposite us, which is currently not being built on, which probably will be built on? let's say ours is ready next year. Well, we know that this construction on that side is going to take another 3 years. So if you're looking to flip it, it's probably not the best thing to do, right? So if we were buying in the city, then we need to look at, like I've just said, the brand credibility, the same things as what you look on the waterfront, but also with the view as well in the city is a little bit more important because you're probably less likely to get a good view within the city. And then also you need to see what competition you have versus what price you're paying. For example, if you're paying 5, 6, 7,000 dirhams per square foot, which is massive, by the way, compared to Dubai transactions, you need to think, well, if I'm paying that, what am I getting for my money? And if nothing in that vicinity exists already, then it could be a good investment. And like I said, these are all things to consider. And what's unique about your unit? If you're buying a 1-bedroom, you know, in a building with 600 1-bedrooms, it's like, what's really that special about it, you know? Maybe consider getting a corner unit or like a 2-bedroom corner unit. All of these little things that you probably don't think of, you have to consider. Don't just jump into it. So, is the branded residences for you? I would say, yes, it's for you if you're the type of person that's willing to spend considerably a lot more money. You are willing to speculate a little bit. Okay, you are willing to take, you know, the risk of paying a large premium, buying a property that might not already exist that level in that area already, and you are willing to wait. Now, if you are willing to do all of those things, you could end up with a very profitable investment. And to be honest, I don't believe you're going to lose money. Okay, this is not like a risk. If you buy it, you're going to make a load of money or consider it like lose a load of money. I don't believe that you will lose a load of money at all. Again, because the demand is there for luxury residences and the supply is not there. But it's just about finding the right one. Now, if you can tick all those boxes, then perfect, go for it. Who it's not for is someone looking for a quick buck, someone who's just want to get in and out very fast, someone who doesn't really understand the layout of Dubai and you're just thinking, I can just buy anything because it's got that name stamped on it, it's going to 100% make money. And then someone who just wants to buy something for the sake of it. You know, there are many investments that you can consider in Dubai, but if you're looking for that short flip, branded residences probably are not going to be the one until it's closer to completion. And then also, if you're not willing to wait for a few years for the construction to complete, like I said, everyone's still questioning what these branded residences are all going to look like. We've got 2 or 3 years till we start seeing them hand over. So only until that point, we're going to really know the performance of them. So before that, I would say we don't really know what's going to happen, apart from we can assume that they are going to make money, like I said. But anyway, I hope that makes a lot of sense and you've gained some clarity about that. Like I said, we've got a selection of really good branded residences that I can offer you, all right? Some ones that are going to be fantastic, some definitely better than others. So it's really worth considering if you are looking at a more luxury investment to go for a branded residence. I'm a big fan of them. Like I said, I think the market is missing it, but you just need to be careful, all right? I'll leave that one there. Have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.